Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Joe Palmer begins now.
Good evening, everyone. 2 people are in hospital after a horror 2-vehicle crash on the Hume Highway this morning, which caused a ute to flip onto its roof. Police are investigating whether driver error or a possible medical episode played a part in the incident.
A ute left on its roof in the aftermath of a serious crash. Its cargo, a crate full of apples, spilled across the Hume Highway. 2 vehicles colliding at the intersection at Castle Forbes Bay just before 11 a.m.
It appears that the first car has taken the bend either too fast or there may have been a medical episode involved. There is CCTV footage of this crash that will help investigations.
Emergency services, including the rescue helicopter, were tasked to the scene. 2 people involved in the crash were taken by ambulance to the Royal Hobart Hospital for treatment.
The passenger of the second car is in a stable condition heading up to hospital, and the driver of the first car is also in a stable position and heading up to hospital.
Motorists in the area experienced delays into the afternoon as emergency services remained on the scene, clearing up the accident area and trying to piece together what happened. Police praising those on the scene, including locals in the area, for their response.
Everyone had quite a lot of shock initially, but they've calmed down. Everyone's approached it professionally and they see that everyone's stable.
The cause of the crash is under investigation. John Hunt, 7 Tasmanian News.
Police are appealing for witnesses to come forward following a drive-by shooting at a home in Longford. 3 people were inside at the time. Elizabeth O'Neill has the details.
This certainly would have been a frightening experience for residents this morning. A mother and her 2 adult sons were at their Wellington Street home when shots were fired directly into one of the bedrooms around 1 a.m.
Police believe at this time it was from a moving vehicle. The bullet has went through the bedroom window and through an internal wall.
A man was in the bedroom when the shot was fired, but thankfully no one was injured.
Tasmanian police are disgusted with this horrendous behaviour because obviously it puts the community at risk, and to this end that's why we're so keen to bring the people responsible to justice.
Police have recovered a bullet from the scene but are still searching for those responsible.
One of the adults in the residence has ran outside and observed a twin cab, dark-coloured Navara, near the area.
Police are urging anyone who saw the incident or who has information to contact Crime Stoppers.
New Education Department figures have exposed the extent of bullying and physical violence in Tasmania's public schools. We've reached a 4-year high in suspensions for student-on-student violence, and our teachers are also facing abuse.
Safety in the schoolyard under the spotlight. A right to information request revealing details of bullying and violence at state schools.
Teachers and students are being subjected to violence and harassment in schools. They have a right to go to school and be in a safe environment.
We have more students in Tasmania with high and complex needs entering our schools every day, but we don't see the support.
The report revealing 1,325 students were suspended for assaults or other physical violence against fellow students in 2019, the highest number in 4 years. That equates to 1 in 50 students. And there were 164 cases of students suspended for assaults or violence against teachers, up from 143 reported in 2016. But the state government says overall numbers are declining.
That we have in fact seen a reduction in suspensions due to assaults and bullying and harassment in our schools over the last 4 years.
The Teachers Union says it's hearing reports of antisocial behaviour like stalking are on the rise, building a case for more specialised resources.
School psychologists and social workers to work with these children who have experienced trauma, who have experienced violence and clearly need that targeted support to have success in schools.
And if it happens once in any school community, it's serious and it does warrant increased action from government and the school communities. That's why we're better supporting and resourcing our schools, principals, staff, support staff.
The grade 8 year group was the worst for suspensions, with 555 students suspended last year. Ruby Kamane, 7 Tasmanian News.
Vigilant neighbours have potentially saved a Claremont home from widespread damage. They contacted emergency crews around 8:30 this morning when they noticed smoke coming from the roof of a property next door.
It was a small fire. It was extinguished quickly by the fire crew. We had to break entry through the front door. The home was fully secured and there was no one home at the time of the fire.
The damage bill is estimated at $75,000 while the cause is yet to be released. Big Bash action returns to Blunston Arena tonight as the Hobart Hurricanes take on the Perth Scorches. Our reporter John Hunt is there and joins us now live. John, good evening. How's the crowd building up?
Joe, the crowd is starting to roll into Blunston as we speak with the match Joe, the crowd is starting to roll into Blunston as we speak with the fine weather expected to draw in a big crowd. It's the second to last regular season game at the venue and the stakes are high. The win tonight is critical if both teams want to remain in finals contention. The Hurricanes sit second last with 3 wins and 5 losses. Despite the task ahead of the Hurricanes, who go into the game unchanged, fans heading into the venue are feeling confident.
Hoping for a win, not entirely sure though with the form we've been having lately, but I reckon we should win.
It might be close, but I don't know.
See how Matthew Wade and go at top of the order there and get a few runs. Hopefully we can get over the line. Yeah.
And Joe, for those fans who can't make it tonight, the match can be seen here on 7 Tasmania just after the news.
A Besser block wall has protected a riverside home from serious damage after a ute careered off the West Hume Highway at around 9 o'clock this morning. The vehicle hit a guardrail and crossed a lane of traffic before smashing into the front fence. No one was injured, but the car is significantly worse for wear and had to be towed away. It could be one of the most sought-after jobs in the state. Tasmania Police trialling an officer stationed at Cradle Mountain. It's hoped the move will improve response times for search and rescues in the rugged terrain.
It's the picture-perfect scenery that has thrilled tourists for close to 100 years. But never before in Cradle Mountain's history has there been a permanent police presence until now.
It's a pretty exciting opportunity and it's a great place to be.
Constable David Fitzgerald is at the helm during a 3-month trial of a police officer at the tourist hotspot.
That increased visitation has made a further demand on the response for police as well.
He'll cast an eye over traffic management and visitor safety. However, it's his 9 years of experience in delicate search and rescue missions that is already proving potentially life-saving in the unforgiving climate.
I've had 2 search and rescue related incidences in the last day.
Very well experienced in the area and a perfect person to be here for the post and the trial.
It's brutal bushwalks around this region that authorities say hikers enter unprepared. Last year they were called out to 35 search and rescues, but it's hoped the increased police presence will help reinforce the safety message.
My role will be to support park staff in their briefings for overland track walkers and day walkers in the area.
It can go from 30 degrees to snowing overnight really, so our focus is really on making sure people are prepared.
Park officials now bracing for a swell in visitor numbers with the new precinct opening its doors to the public. It's expected to be fully completed by May. Garth Burley, 7 Tasmanian News.
Tasmanian fire authorities are turning to traditional expertise to help battle bushfire risks. 3 Aboriginal ranger positions are being created in parks and wildlife to help with land management and provide insights into cultural burning practices.
Engage what is tens of thousands of years of expertise in land management, in cultural burning, to help us manage our land better and to reduce the risk of wildfire.
We know that the fuel loads in the area, when they get high, it's a risk not only to Aboriginal people but to the wider community, so we know that our expertise in that area is needed.
An Indigenous representative will also be appointed to the fuel reduction team. Members of Tasmania's Aboriginal communities have showcased their local culture at a new festival in Cygnet. Experiences on offer include painting, craft and discussion panels in an event organisers hope will educate the wider public.
Artists young and old joining forces to create a colourful piece of art. using chalks, crayons and seaweed to contribute to a design inspired by the southern right whale.
The colours are just so beautiful, and the textures and the look of them, and we just are honouring Mother Earth and the whale.
One of a number of activities on offer at the Ballerini Festival in Cygnet. Named after the traditional red ochre used by southeast Tasmanian Aboriginal people, the event celebrated the area's Indigenous culture.
Red ochre was very spiritual to our people. We used it in ceremonies, weddings, funerals. We didn't share it. But unlike the Ballerini ochre, the Ballerini Festival is to be shared.
Today's Free Cultural Day providing educational experiences for the public, including traditional dance, live music and craft workshops. With people able to take part in activities such as basket weaving and spear making, it's hoped it will help promote reconciliation.
Well, people want to know these things. You know, they're hesitant in coming forward and say, you know, tell us about your history, tell us about your culture. So we put it out there.
It's just been a glorious experience to come in with my artwork, which is very, I find, inspired by Indigenous sentimentalities.
The festival continues tomorrow with a truth-telling event at the Fanning Cochrane Smith Church in Nichols Rivulet. Ebony Ablett, 7 Tasmania News.
Visitors to Cataract Gorge today were treated to the soothing sounds of Shikoku Chi. The flute-like instrument of Japanese origin was played throughout a meditation session at Fairy-Dell as part of the Foma Festival.
Shikoku Chi being a breath-based instrument, in meditation usually if we slow our breath down it helps us get it into another state. I think also the timbre or sound colour of the Shikoku Chi is a little close to the human voice.
The Foma Festival continues in Launceston until Monday. A Tasmanian woman has reached a major milestone, celebrating her 100th birthday yesterday. Ivy Smith spent the day with relatives from interstate and overseas. And if you're wondering what Ivy's secret for longevity is...
I'm very careful what I eat. Live a very moderate life. I've had 6 children, including twins I had. Lots of grandchildren, great-grandchildren.
Ivy receiving a card from the Queen to mark the occasion.
Sam Stosur has just arrived on centre court to begin her Hobart International campaign against Veronika Kudermetova. Earlier today, Aussie wildcard Astra Sharma went down in a nail-biter. Australia's 4th highest ranked female player, Astra Sharma, had it all on the line. Oh, well. The risky shots were a rush of blood in a clash where little separated Sharma from her American adversary, former world number 26 Lauren Davis. The net was a safe bet for the American, who powered away to win the first set 6-3. The roles reversed in the second. After going a break down, Sharma slammed on the winners. The Aussie was flying as she secured the second set.
Seals it with an ace.
The wildcard was playing her cards right, breaking serve to go 2-1 up. But the American returned fire, taking it to a tiebreak to decide a winner. Sharma had her chance on match point, but this wasn't her day. She dropped the point, Davis took herself to a winning position and hung on for a second round berth.
Lauren Davis comes through a gruelling encounter.
This afternoon, 7th seed Rebecca Pedersen battled back problems, eventually retiring to hand France's Fiona Ferro victory. While tomorrow, the tournament's high-flying top seed Elise Mertens will be off the water and landing on court. She has a flawless record in Hobart, having won the 2017 and 2018 titles.
This is a special place, and this is where it all started for me, going through qualis, winning this tournament, and then, it went, well, pretty upwards.
She'll go up against American qualifier Christina McHale. Daniel Watkins has claimed his 3rd national title in a row at the Australian Canoe Slalom Championships. The Tassie paddler opened his season in perfect fashion, claiming victory in the title race with a 1.4 second buffer. Watkins hopes to carry his form into February's Oceania Championships in New Zealand, which will be the first race for Olympic selection. 2 Tasmanian sailors have claimed the Australian 29er title in Victoria. Charlie Zeman and Ethan Galbraith held on to their overall lead in a tough final day on the water.
against the WA blokes that put up a really good tussle. And yeah, thankfully our match racing skills pulled through for us.
Their next challenge is the Australian Youth Championship in Sorrento. And Tasmania has had a mixed start to the National Cricket Inclusion Championship in Geelong. In the morning match against New South Wales, national representative Connor Shepherd was unstoppable, claiming 4 for 9 in the 20-over clash. Tasmania then easily reached its target of 91 with 8 overs to spare. But the side went down to Queensland this afternoon by 18 runs. More than 250 cricketers with an intellectual disability are playing in the championship, which runs until the end of the week.
Good evening. Well, I've been watching the preliminaries. The Canes are looking pretty focused for tonight's game as we search for a much-needed and overdue win. Pretty warm too for cricket. A sunny day today for most of the state. Bushy Park 33 degrees to be the warmest around Tasmania. Hobart 31, Launceston 26, Burnie 21 and Devonport 23. Ooze warm as well, 31 degrees. Flinders Island 25, Friendly Beaches and King Island 24, St Helens and Strawn 23, Smithton 21 and Low Head 20. Fine and clear today, just some low-level cloud early over the northwest, while the northeast found some cover a little bit over there for most of the day. To our north, South Australia, mostly cloud-free, while cumulus cloud developed and produced thunderstorms over southern WA, the top end, and southern Queensland. Tomorrow, a ridge of high pressure sits over southern Tasmania, while one of the troughs over the mainland slides towards us as well. Tropical cyclone Claudia is off the far northwest. Northeast to southwest winds at 5 to 15 knots, tending southeasterly in the morning and easterly through Bass Strait at 20 knots and a little stronger over southern waters. Forecast for tomorrow, partly cloudy for Hobart, 23 the high, 23 for Adventure Bay, cloud clearing from Tarraleah, 27 the maximum. Launceston, 31, a hot day with smoke haze, bit of smoke over Devonport, 24 expected and 27 for Bridport. Burnie tomorrow, a high of 25 degrees, a bit hazy, sunny for Strawn and 25, 24 the top for Marrawar, and for St Helens, smoke haze and 23 also for Swansea, white mark on Flinders 25 degrees. UV at extreme 11s right across the state. On Wednesday, a few showers over the south with the chance of a thunderstorm. Temperatures quite warm inland and over the south as well. Showers across Tasmania on Thursday, mainly during the morning, and on Friday, a fine partly cloudy day, the chance of a shower over the northwest. Sunny and mid-30s for Perth and Adelaide tomorrow. Smoke haze for Melbourne and Canberra. Partly cloudy in Sydney, 27, a shower or two, and maybe a storm in Brisbane. Conditions sunny all over the state at the moment, 24 in Launceston, Devonport at the moment 20 degrees. It's sunny and 20 in Hobart. That's perfect weather for cricket. Mathematically, Joe, the Hurricanes can make the finals in BBL this year. And I've just had a bit of a whiff. I smell victory.
We're all smelling something else. It's a pretty old shirt. Thank you very much, Merv. That's all from the team for now. We'll see you a little later with updates. Bye-bye.